Hello, and welcome back to the impromptu Let's Build a Funnel. Okay. So this is brand new. I'm literally just doing this from scratch because it's fun. And I like it. And I know that you're not supposed to do this on Friday, but whatever. We're here on Friday. Let me know if you are here catching me live. And if you have questions and if you've been following along, I am literally showing you a behind the scenes look at how we're building a funnel in 2 hours. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So if you catch me looking down, it's just because I am legit showing you behind the scenes of what it looks like inside of this brand new portal that is literally going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so first, before we go in though, let's catch some context around what we've already done. So in case you are new around here, I'm Beverly Simpson, a former district fitness manager for a national gym. I'm someone who's generated over 7 figures online and helped hundreds of coaches do the same. And I'm here to help you do the same today. And so it's just based on my years of experience, over 10 years, I have discovered that honestly, the best and fastest way to generate revenue online, whether you are new, starting from scratch, or you have been struggling to get consistent revenue for a while, is with low ticket leads. And so there are two main ways that I teach low ticket leads. And the first are going to be the low ticket funnels. And the first is direct to purchase. Anywhere from that $9 to $27 range is like a really good sweet spot. You'll have a couple of like, hey, you want fries with that experiences with a one-time offer on the back end, and then invite them into your premium offer. Whether your premium offer is $297 all the way up to, whatever, 20K, 50K, doesn't matter. Okay. So usually I help my clients get a cash infusion up front, and then we take that cash infusion and we turn it into consistent, predictable, and sustainable revenue generators. And I'm showing you how today. I'm literally showing you exactly how we're going to do this. Okay. So yesterday, and I usually start with offers. And yesterday I did a training on how you can create that $1 million offer stack, how you can actually make your offers so irresistible, so good they sold themselves. And I literally went through the process of how we're doing that yesterday. So now today, what we're going to do is we are going to take that offer and we are going to take a look at the structured messaging lab, because now our job becomes, how can we put the right offer in front of the right person at the right time? And in order to do that, we need to carry people through a customer journey. Now, the customer journey looks like how you carry someone who's never heard of you before and turn them into a customer and client the best way possible. And the way that you do that is you need to meet people where they're at in terms of the problem that they know that they're in. Then you are going to help diagnose and show them the real problem, because the truth of the matter is that most people are operating from mistakes and misconceptions without even realizing it. So that means they either don't know what the real problem is, or they're doing all the wrong things to fix it. So for example, let me give you a real life tangible example right now. So we got a call from from the school today that was like, hey, we got your daughter's coming out with this rash, it's itching her, and we need you to come and take her from school. So I looked at it, and we've been looking at it for a while. And we were like, is it strep? Because my kids don't have fevers and they don't get sick when they get strep, but they do get a rash. So I'm like, is this rash? Strep. Then I had taken her to the urgent care a couple weeks ago, and they did a test. No, not strep. Okay, so maybe it's viral. So I'm like, oh, it's viral, so we're just not going to do anything. But sure enough, keeps flaring up. Then on her face, is it fifth disease? Is it hand, foot, mouth disease? I'm not sure. Let me try this ointment cream. Let me give her a Zyrtec. So I was giving her all these things, treating the symptoms. And I'm like, you know what? It's not working. We got to get to the root cause. So I said, okay, so let's go to the doctor. So we took her to the doctor, and the doctor was like, actually, none of those things. Did some tests. This is a contact allergic reaction that Zyrtec is not going to help you at. So she's having a concept allergic reaction. If this happens again, we're going to try this. So now she's given me, so I was taking action based on things that I thought were the problem. She gave me a diagnosis of what the real problem is. And now I've got new actions and a new plan of attack to help her should she have this experience again. So let's take this into the context of fitness, health and fitness. So, let's say you've got someone who is like a chronic, maybe, I think that there are 5 profitable fitness markets that are out there. And the first is going to be pain. So, and this is not in order of importance. Okay. So you got pain management, you've got performance, and performance for athletes, but also performance in general population. So for example, you've got a lot of people that are in the elderly community and they want strength. They might not necessarily want fat loss. So you've got performance, that would be a performance category. Then you've got health. Now I break up health into 2 main categories. So you've got mental health, and then you've got physical health markers. Then the 5th is body composition. So now one of the biggest misconceptions is that people are like, oh, it's only profitable in body composition, but that's just straight up not true. And honestly, we can go on rabbit holes all down that rabbit hole all day long. But for the purposes of trying to keep this training short and really get to the meat of it, let's take an example of like someone has, they're struggling. The problem is that they want to lose weight. And we're going to put this in the health marker, the physical health marker, right? So the problem is that they want to lose weight. So they're eating 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, and they're working out, but then they just want to lose weight and it's just not budging. Okay. So now your job is like, okay, well, let's say that's true. We have to get to the root cause of why they're not losing weight. And it could be a number of things. This is where your magical genius gets to be, right? So maybe if you're a hormone specialist or you're an autoimmune specialist, maybe they have an undiagnosed autoimmune and don't even realize it. Then you can go hang out with my friend Michelle, who'll tell you all about Hashimoto's, and she'll be with you all day long. Okay. Maybe you are a macro counter and you're not really eating 1,200 calories consistently. Maybe your magical genius is that you are you teach intermittent fasting, and that maybe they, counting calories they're miscalculating. And so instead they need to stop counting calories and they need to do intermittent fasting. Or maybe you are a magical, so whatever the case may be in terms of the specific way that you teach, we need to identify what the root cause is. Evidence Nutrition just did an amazing video all about how hey, we all hear eat less, move more, but then we don't get to the root cause of why we actually don't eat well. So there's a whole slew of reasons, right? So anyway, this is important because this is how we get to the root of our messaging, of your messaging. Okay. And it starts with the offer, the specificity in the problem you solve, the specificity in the way that you solve it, and then the specific outcome your people want. And so when you go through this structured messaging phase, okay, I'm just going to show myself so that you can see what ends up happening is that this is how you stop selling and stop promoting. This is how you stop and you start to actually enroll people in your process, in your method. This is how you'll be able to AI proof your business. What's up, Joe? What's cracking? I'm glad that you're here. This is how you'll be able to AI proof your business. You'll be able to use AI to help you craft your messaging. But when you're layering in the context of you, then you're going to be golden. Okay. So starts with the offer. Now that we did this yesterday, okay, now then you have your low ticket offer in your back pocket as well, because now we're going to find the messaging from our offer. Now, I just basically kind of gave you that how we create compelling content already. This training is in here. But now what we're going to do is we're going to auto pull it from the lab. Got it. Okay. And then okay, so I'm just going to grab what I wrote in the dream client. Okay. And what we're going to do is pull it into the structured messaging. And then what's going to happen is we'll say, we're doing mine for real. So, oh, okay. Then what's going to happen is we'll go to the research and I'm going to pull buyer psychology. Okay. So while that's populating, what most people will tell you to do is they're going to tell you to go and go and survey your audience. But that's like turning on a light and the cockroaches just go like because like I was saying earlier, most people don't know what the real problem is. Okay. So instead, you need to like go out and look, go and find. So what I've done is inside the portal, we've done that work for you. Okay. So here it is. Oh, this is pretty good. What they say. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is so good. I love it. Okay. So now what's going to happen is we are going to pull the messaging from the offer, from the research, and we're going to build the framework. This has got my here it is right here. Okay. So that is the main problem. So what's the real problem? Let's find out what AI said the real problem is. What's the real problem that they are stuck in? No, I don't think that's the real problem. Okay, that's pretty good. That's the real problem. Where you're just posting consistently. You're posting without conversion. That's a problem. Yep. Optimizing for visibility. Most people are trying to grow an audience before convert without prioritizing conversion, which is like trying to fill up a colander up with water. Okay, I would take that. I would also, sometimes I would say the real problem is okay, so I'm going to brainstorm with the coach. I'm going to be like, you know what? Like, I think that's right. I think that like optimizing for visibility is close, but it's also they're told that they need to build freebies and launch it, and then they're the free, and then the freebies will generate calls, which is old, outdated, and not true. Old, I mean, it works, but not in the same way that it used to in 2015. So the real problem is they're building like a content creator, not and creator influencer, and not a coach who uses content for clients. The real problem. Let's see what the coach says. Let's see what I said. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. What do I think drives that confusion? Yeah, what causes that? Let's see. I think it's industry norms. That's what we're told. It's so interesting. I was on a peer mastermind call today, and we were discussing this about how like people have a lot of reservations around selling. And I was like, man, I love selling. And it's funny is because, and I tell my clients this all the time. Oh, this is so good. But I do. I tell my clients this all the time because what happens is they're like, I just don't want to come out sleazy or selling. And then I'm like, okay, well, what's the alternative? Are your clients love to buy things? They just hate to feel like they're sold to. And then if they're not going to buy from you, they're going to buy from someone. So are you okay with your client taking coffee enemas, or are you okay with your client drinking their own urine? Are you okay with your clients going to get unnecessary surgery when they really don't want to? Because that's the alternative. If not you, then who? So we have to shift our perspective around what it actually means to sell. And we're indoctrinated into believing that we have to just do all of this hard work, give before we can ask for the sell, because somehow taking and asking means that we are taking something from someone. And that's just not true. Selling is an invitation for your client to say yes to themselves, because them purchasing has absolutely nothing to do with you. Just, I don't even know why or how I got onto that sidetrack, but it's just something I wanted to offer to you if you are feeling like feels gross to sell. Okay, so influencer cope viral content when they need a systematic approach. Okay, so that's a pretty good real problem. Yeah, I'm going to insert this answer. Okay. Thanks, coach. Bye. Okay. So I got that. And then now that we have that as the main problem, so this is how we're going to create conversion concepts. Because instead of having to ask yourself, like, what do I need to post today? If you just have your main problem, the real problem, then you're going to have like 3 struggles. Okay. 3 core struggles that people think are the problems. So I think of it like this. Okay. What's the reason? If that's the problem, why are people not solving it? What's the reason? What is preventing them from solving the problem? All of these are good. I'm going to use this as one. And then what's going to happen is if that's what the struggle is, what are the actions that they take in order, because of that problem? They don't post. They post their best workouts. They post their best nutrition. These are all so good. I just love it. And then we can do the same thing. Let's generate some more ideas. So now that we've got the struggle, so now that I've got these like different specific angles, I'll show you how we're going to create this and how we turn this into content. Now, what is so amazing about this, I just want you to know, okay, is that like one of the things that people say to me is that they'll be like, oh, I don't want to create AI slop. I probably don't have to tell you that there is just already so much AI slop that's out there. Now, what makes it sloppy is AI does 2 specific things. Okay. First of all, no matter how many times you prompt it, it's not going to be able to discredit it's not going to be able to discredit the belief that you're standing against. It's also not going to be able to back up the claim, and it's not going to be able to layer in context. So the idea behind AI is that it's not supposed to create your IP for you, your intellectual property. That is uniquely yours. It is uniquely your own fingerprint. Okay. And so, but the idea is it's going to get you more efficient. It's going to help you get more effective. And this AI that I'm showing you right now is literally my brain. It is literally me taking years and years and years and over 5 million views or 5 million words that I am legitimately put this into my own knowledge base that I give to my clients. And then based on what my clients say and figure out, I review it. So I'm always like, that's the human, like I get to look at it. I'm the one that's like, oh, this works, this doesn't work. Let's try this. Let's not try this. Okay. So it's just it can be such a powerful tool. Okay. So now we're going to, what's the next struggle? Why else? I'm going to say this one I really liked. So we're going to take this and then we're going to take the, like the different angle. Okay. Hold on. While we're doing this, I'm just going to like take some notes because I'm noticing some things. Like we don't need the towards strategy on the struggle page. So let me just write that down. The other thing too that I noticed is that I want to make sure that we have the auto save when you toggle away from offer brief. Okay. So then, okay, this is really good. Such a really good. Okay, so then what's going to happen is you could do the same thing with struggles. So we already took the other two struggles. So now let's do, I already did this one. We already did this one. Okay, so this is close, but I don't like to niche. So, and I do, but I don't like to niche in the way that people do. Owning a specific problem you solve and specific outcome you deliver. Okay. And specific way that you deliver it. That's how I like to niche, because most people tell you like, oh, you need to work with, thanks, babe. You need to work with moms over 40. And it's like, when was the last mom a busy mom that over 40? And when was the last mom that you met that was identified as like, oh no, that's not me. I'm not busy. Said no mom ever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that we have this positioning, what's going to happen is, you likely have heard before that people move away from pain faster than they move towards pleasure. So it's not that it's a bad thing, but we just like to start with like the problem of the pain. But then on the flip side, you have a towards outcome. So if that's the problem, what is it that they want? Okay, so let's see what the AI said. What is it that they want? Now you tell me, like, listen, you're my client. You're hanging out with me. Tell me if this resonates. If it doesn't, tell me, let me know. Yeah, I mean, this is like probably like I would say leads is one. And then I would say you want like more customers. Let's see, like wanting like leads is good. I would say you want more customers, like more passive, like selling without like wouldn't it be great? Imagine if you could wake up to customers instead of client cancellations. Like that would be great. Stop trading time for money. That's a big one. Yeah, I mean, this is so good. This would be amazing. Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay, so let's see what was the third desire was. Let's see. Did I click generate ideas? Oh, I did. Okay. Oh yeah, like that doesn't like thought leaders. You want to like most people, many of the clients that I work with feel like they are an imposter. Oh my gosh, I could vibe on the imposter stuff like all day long. The fact that you feel like an imposter is a good thing. It means that you actually care. It means that you don't want to hurt people. It means that you don't want to steer people wrong. But so I just want you to know that the fact that you feel like you could potentially be an imposter is a good thing. And I don't want you to lose that. I don't want you to lose the fact that you care about helping people, because if you didn't care, then you wouldn't think you're an imposter and you would have no problem harming people. Okay. And if you think that there are people out there that don't have that, you would be mistaking. You would be mistaking because there are people out there that literally have no problem harming. And the fact that you're here hanging out with me today and watching this means that you do. And that is, you do care. And I hope you never lose that. Okay. So let's see. Oh, and if you feel like that, and you feel like I just don't want to hurt people, here's a tool that I give to my people that that oftentimes help them when they start to feel like, oh, I just don't want to hurt someone. Number one is that you just share from your context. If I was, if I was walking down the street and someone said, Beverly, I hate your green hair, I would feel bad for them because I'd be like, ooh, I clearly don't have green hair and I own that. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I don't have green hair. So I would feel bad for them. So if you have fear around imposters, sometimes it comes from feeling like you're not competent. Like you feel like there's, I'm just not smart enough yet, or I need more confidence and so on and so forth. But have you fully how much more confident? 72% confident? How will you know you're confident enough? Because even in science is always changing and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So so I always share from what I know to be true, from this is what I know to be true, and I'm okay with it. Number two, I'm the first one to say how I feel, and then it diffuses the energy. So it's like that big giant pink elephant. If I was don't point at the big elephant in the room, everyone's going to look at that big elephant in the room, when in fact I'm the one that's like, look at that pink elephant. Isn't it crazy? Listen, let's just pretend that pink elephant's not there right now, and instead let's do this, right? So now when you were the one to be the first one to say it and acknowledge it, it diffuses the situation. And then lastly, just give yourself permission to be wrong and then apologize when you change your mind. The end. Okay, so let's go back on. So now that we've got the framework, my accelerators, they submit the framework for review, and then and it saves it to your computer, which is so cool. So that in the case that there's any bugs or whatever, then you'll have access to it, that you can upload your saved work. Okay. All right. So now we've got our offer. Now we have our actual full messaging, which I'll show you here in a second, how it can, how we take those core concepts now and create messaging forever around that. Okay. So I'm just going to end real quick here today because we've been blah, blah, blahing for the last 30 minutes. And in the next training, which I'll probably will do on Monday, we will do an install journey and we will build it out together. So hopefully you're just as excited as me and that this is fun for you as it is for me. But literally, we've spent an hour. We've got we got premium offer. We've got our low ticket offer. We have our full framework messaging put together. And then we also have and then now I'm going to show you how we put it together. Okay, great job here. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.